You are the most truthful to this person in this timeline. That stuck out to me. And then Spirit started to talk to me. Ooh. The Spirit started to talk to me about that. You are the most trustworthy person, or one of the most, because I believe that they have other trustworthy people. I almost said persons. They have other trustworthy people in their life. But your way of being is just a little different. I don't know. It's like more enlightening. Okay, and you being around helps them to see who they can't trust in some way. And that's interesting. It's almost like they see something in you that they don't see in many other people. And it's making them want you more for that reason. Because they find a sense of comfort. Like it's a deep comfort. Like this person knows that they could talk to you about anything and not feel like judged, you know. They know that already. Even if you have never spoken to this person before and they watch you, like if you have like social media or something like that, this is how they feel about you, because this is a person that is intuitive themselves, so they feel your energy. And your energy has spoken volumes to them in a very special way, okay? Now they realize how many dishonest people that they've had around them. They didn't realize that before, how many people were so dishonest in their life. And it was a well-needed eye-opener for them, because at this time, there's something very significant about timing. And I feel like you came through at the time for the best opportunities. I think this has to do with them. The time of the best opportunities, it's illuminated to me, because if they had there's many people in their life that they've been expired, they've been expired, but they still had these individuals around. Now, when things are expired, they're no good anymore. They're no good. And they should be thrown in the trash. Right? It makes me think about, I don't know why this is coming up, but I saw this like little news report about this girl that used some expired like face mask or something like that. And she broke out in this horrible, it's like there were horrible hives. And it was because it was expired. It was no good, but she still chose to use it. And I don't use face masks, so I didn't even know that they expire. I mean, not to say I never used the face mask, because I have, but I just don't, that's not like a regular normal thing for me. So yeah, that just goes to the point that they realize that many people in their life have expired. And when I say expiration, or when I say expired, I mean like their time is up in their life. I don't mean like deceased or anything, because that could also be used in that context as well, that word expired. You can't cook like with something that's expired, because you're gonna get sick. You see, like if you purchase something and you see like it's expired, you shouldn't use it. You should throw it away. That's an automatic, like you should know that, right? And it's the same thing with people. When you see that people are not able to serve a certain purpose in your life, it might sound selfish, but it's honest, because if a person serves a purpose in your life, then that means that you're also serving a purpose in theirs. So it's mutual. It's not absolutely selfish. It's more so alignment. Like, is this person in alignment with me? If so, how? And are they beneficial to the goals or the mission that God has given me? And you help this person realize that many people that they were keeping around off the strength of their title, it was false. It wasn't the right move to make. And I think that's one of the hardest decisions to make when you're trying to siphon, or not siphon through. Well, I said siphon through, so I'm just going to leave it. Siphon through. There's something about, like, because siphon is like to take from. These individuals were taking from this person, but they were feeling like they were obligated to keep these certain people around off the strength of who they are to them, like their title. Like, oh, nah, that's my bro, or that's my cousin, that's my sis, like, you know. But everybody's not good for you always. It would be beautiful if everyone could remain healthy in your life forever, but that's just not reality. It's not. Some people expire because you grow and they don't, and then there's just friction in the relationship, and then people start feeling some type of way about you. And then sometimes people just keep you around because of what you could do for them, and then you become used. So I feel like you being honest about your views on things helped this person to see what they didn't really want to believe was true, and what they felt was right. They had to receive the fact that what they were thinking was flawed, but it was for, like, it wasn't a complete flaw, it was just a misalignment. And when I say it was flawed, I'm just saying that their heart space was overpowering the truth. So they knew that these people were becoming dead weight, but they needed someone like you to tell them, because not many people around them will say certain things like that, because they'll feel like they're overstepping, or they'll feel like too intrusive. And yes, that could be so under certain circumstances, but I feel like it is how you deliver the information, because I know that you could pose questions to someone to have them evaluate their own life. You don't even necessarily have to go in and be like, yeah, such and such is, because if you feel like you're not that close to a person to be calling out stuff like that, because when you build a certain level of a connection with someone, you're going to be more straight to the point. But when you're dealing with somebody that maybe you're not as close to them yet, and you want to make sure that you have respect in mind when you bring a point to a person's thoughts, you could just pose it as a question, and have them answer the question by themselves. And I feel like in some way, shape, or form, that's what you did for this person. So that way, it's not, you don't feel like you're overstepping your boundaries. You're just helping them to think about their own situation, and you're asking them questions that they didn't realize they needed to ask themselves. Because when you're in a situation, it's hard for you to see things clearly, because when your heart is overpowering your mind, you don't even realize that you're feeling more than you think. That's crazy how love could do that, though. Like, someone could be the most logical person around, but when it comes to love, their logic, it decreases in a way. It's it's almost like it gets numb, because love has taken over. Like, love has taken the wheel. And that's why it's important to keep the mind and the heart in alignment with the throat chakra, because if it's not in alignment, then the love, that purity that you have in your heart will just completely intercept and move the logic out of the way. And all you see is hearts and love and comfort. And because that's what most people want, you begin to give things a pass that shouldn't be passed. You begin to excuse things that should not be excused because you want love. And I heard you help them win their fight. They had to fight for their love. They had to fight for their love. Let's talk about that. They had to fight for their love. They had to fight for their love, and you helped them strategize. That's what I just heard. And, you know, this is love on many different levels. It's for family, friends, whoever. Because people tend to take love for granted. And many individuals who love to love end up getting used. Because the people that they're ending up connecting to are not even ready for that type of love. Because they don't respect it. They're not ready for that type of love because they don't respect that love. So if you're not going to respect the love, then you don't deserve that love. It's like I still have love for you, but I'm not about to allow you to use and abuse me and then think that it's okay. Like, I'm not going to trick myself into thinking that that's okay. And this is what you actually did do for this person. You have had a great impact on this person's life in such a way that they will never be able to forget this time. This time that they've shared with you, as well as I feel like this person is about to go through a spiritual breakthrough. There's something here where it's like you helped them to see a door that was hidden in a forest. I just saw of like first I saw like a walkway, and I saw a red door with like a really bright white light next to it, but everything else was dark. And then it's like the room turned into a forest, and the foliage began to grow, and then it covered the door. Now you can't see the door. You just look like you're in a forest, or that's how they felt. You became that little light because there was a little bit of light left, because that white light that was next to the door, there was a little piece of it that was shining through one of the massive leaves. You know, in the rainforest, the leaves are so big. The leaves are big. It reminds me of like life, like how sometimes you can't see what's right in your face because the facade is so big. The masks are so good that sometimes you can't even see what you see in until you see it. And then you're like, oh, let me pay attention to the energy and stop paying attention to what my physical eye see. Let me pay attention to what my mind's eye can see. Okay? And I feel like this is what you did for this person. They were on an emotional roller coaster, and they wanted to get off, but they didn't know where to stop. I just heard. Okay, there's some. I got the Wheel of Fortune just now. There's also something about. Remember when I was talking about timing? Okay, so if you didn't speak or communicate with this person or say whatever it is that you said, those challenges that they were going through were about to level up. It was about to get worse for this person. So it's like you snatched them out of a fire. You snatched them out of a fire because they started to hyperventilate. They started to have trouble breathing. They were losing a sense of fresh air, like on a daily basis. Like it was fast. It was too fast paced. So that's the equivalent of what you did for this person. It's like you pulled them out of a burning building. And they're not even the one who started the fire. Wow. That's special. But I think that's it for this message. Everything you do, do it with love. I'll see you in the next one.